Hello everyone. I'm sharing this video on account of a large number of queries that I'm receiving on text messages and mail regarding how do we prepare in the last 1 month of the exam. First of all, let us understand that everybody is not on the same footing. Some people have prepared very comprehensively and all their topics are covered. Perhaps they've revised it once also, but they are feeling jittery in the sense that they are tending to forget what they have done earlier. So they are pressurized that whether they would be able to recall all the topics simultaneously or not. On the other hand, the second set of people are those who have 2 or 3 topics still left, and therefore they are struggling because they know that they need to practice a lot, but at the same time they have not finished off certain topics. So how do they go about? See, irrespective of which category you belong to, the first one, the second one, please understand that empirically, statistically, it has been proven that the highest level of efficiency, as in the benefit-cost ratio, is achieved in the last month if students spend more and more time on problem solving and not on notes reading or revising. Notes reading or revising over here is more of an interactive affair. Interactive means when you are doing questions of a topic, you may in between refer to your notes, whatever. Suppose if you have taken classes from me, I have dictated notes, so you can refer to the dictated notes, or if you are referring to the core readings, or if you are referring to some other tutorial, there is no issue. So you can refer to it in an interactive manner that suppose the question is about a certain portion of ethics. The question is about a particular referral fee. So you attempted the question, you got it wrong, and then you looked at the answer and you looked at the explanation. And when you looked at the explanation, you tended to recollect the notes that you had read earlier. So you will go back to the notes, read what was written in your notes, upgrade the notes at that time, and then move ahead. So you have been able to revise that stuff in a more interactive and active manner rather than in a passive manner where you just open your notes and you start revising the entire ethics or you start revising the entire QM. It would be very, very illogical to revise the entire notes in a passive manner, because then your application is not coming, and I don't think that you will be able to do justice with the topic. Okay. The only way that you refer to the notes is via interaction. Interaction as in questions, and where you get stuck up, there you feel the need to refer to your notes and to see what value addition or what else was written side by side, because when you are attempting one particular question, there are side stuffs which were done by you, and when you read the notes at that time, you are able to do the side stuff in a more active manner. So I believe the biggest piece of advice that anybody can give you is to spend at least 75 to 80% of your time in pure question solving. Okay. Now the second thing that people tend to ask is, when I am arranging my day, planning my day, in that case, what do I do? Should I go after one topic for 2-3 days, then another topic for 2 days, then another topic, or should I do it in a mixed manner? Mixed manner as in 3 or 4 topics the same day. I am of the belief that you should be doing 3 or 4 topics in the same day. This is beneficial for 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, when you do 2 or 3 topics the same day, you are able to shift your brain, which is also required in the actual exam. Because in the actual exam also, you have all the 10 topics thrown together. So your mind has to shift from one topic to the other. Secondly, it does not make the entire day boring. It does not make it monotonous. Okay, it makes it more exciting, because when you are shifting from one topic to the other, there is more excitement involved. So I think it should be like multiple topics. So you should be arranging it like, say, 4-4-2. So when I said 4-4-2, in the 2 topics, there could be the bigger topics like FRA and QM, okay, which are big, which are lengthy, which take a lot of time. And the 4-4 topics could be the other 4 topics like derivatives, alternate, portfolio management, or ethics, which are more constrained, which are more to the point, which are not very elaborate and dispersed like FRA and QMR. So I think you should try to plan yourself, like give a 3 days affair that I'll revise the 1st of November, 4 topics, the 2nd November, 4 topics, the 3rd November, 2 topics. Revise as in, revise through questions, please. I'm against revising bluntly from the book or from any class notes whatsoever. So revising as in doing topic area questions of those 4 topics and opening your copy or note side by side and doing that. So 1st, 2nd and 3rd, you do these 3 venture, and then after the 3rd, on the 4th, you keep it as a day where you will just attempt mock tests. So when you attempt mock tests, say the first half of the day by 2 p.m., 3 p.m., you give 2 mock tests, AM session, PM session. And then the second half of the day, you can devote into analyzing how did you perform in the various sections, what went wrong, where did you make mistakes, why did you make mistakes, which are the areas where you are lacking. So that when you begin with the revision on the 5th, 6th and 7th, 4, 4, 2, then on the 5th, 6th and 7th, you know that you have to focus on which areas. And then once again on the 8th, you can take a mock test. And then once again 9th, 10th, 11th revision, and then 12th, you can take a mock test. If you continue this for say 15th, 16th, 17th of November, then you will be in a very comfortable position where you have de-stressed yourself as to how do I remember all the 10 topics, because you have already experienced that. Okay, and then you can go full throttle after mock tests every day, AM session, PM session in the examination timing, the AM and the PM session of the exam timing, because your biological body language got to attune yourself according to the timing of the exam. As in, when the exams are there, the 3 hours, that time your mind needs to operate at the highest peak. Special piece of advice, especially to Indian students who are also pursuing some other courses, for example, CA or the likes, or who have pursued it earlier. This exam is not like those exams. Okay, this exam does not require that you excessively burn yourself in terms of revising the matter, because this exam is more about application. So if things have gone inside you, you don't have to force yourself that do I remember all the ethics, say all the standards, the 7 standards and the sub-standards, do I remember them by heart? You don't have to, because it is not about reproducing the stuff, it is about trying to get the stuff in your head, and then when the question is asked, it automatically comes into your mind. So where you appear for a written exam, there you have to reproduce the stuff. I think that requires a different preparation strategy, and this one requires a different preparation strategy. Those people who are still blocked because they have not done 2 or 3 topics up till now, they got to divide their day into 2 parts. Half of the day should go into covering the backlog of the topics that you have not done, and the other half of the day should go into the revision strategy. So, but they cannot just keep on doing the topics that they have not done, okay, till the 10th or 15th or 20th of November, and then perhaps in the last 10 days they are doing questions. Now, see, the thing is that every student or every person is unique. Somebody may be a highly knowledgeable person, having a huge background. Suppose somebody has done MBA in finance from IIM, somebody has done a master's, or somebody has done CA. So he has some strength in certain topics, and he has a lot of knowledge of the markets. So because of which it is possible that even by doing questions in the last 10 days, that guy may be able to pull it through. Okay, that person will be able to pull through by limited practice. But those are exceptions. This video is not targeting those exceptional people, and even if it is targeting, those exceptional people should know their level, and therefore they can take the risk of investing more time into covering the matter, okay, and devoting only the last 10 days for question solving. But for the general audience, such a strategy of not practicing would ultimately happen that your exam results may just be on the borderline case where you are not able to clear because there was that additional practice required which you did not do. Okay, so this is what I could share. And remember that in the exam, one day before the exam and during the exam day, you cannot have that mentality of waking up 5 o'clock in the morning and studying and revising all the stuff till 8 o'clock and then going for the exam. Do not burden yourself. Or even the previous day, you are slogging like anything and revising. That's not the way in which the CFA examinations need to be planned, at least to the best of my understanding, I being an educationist for the last 20 years in this profession. you need to relax, cool yourself one day before the exam. You need not study. You can perhaps look at some summary notes. You can perhaps look at some additional questions you have marked, but you did not need to stress yourself. Do not toxicate yourself. You need to really be calm. And on the day of the exam, the AM session, PM session, in between when we get the 2 hours, once again, you are not supposed to take the books and study and revise as if what's happening. These are illogical strategy. Relax. Try to talk to friends who are not that much stressy about what happened in the AM session. I did this wrong, I did that wrong. Anxieties are not good, because anxieties hurt the normal brain functioning, which is required for multiple choice exam. You need to be calm, okay? And also, when you attempt the multiple choice questions in the exam, sitting in the exam hall, people ask us as to what order they should follow. What order? Which topic earlier, which topic later? First of all, this has to be pre-decided. Okay, you have to know your strengths and weaknesses beforehand. For example, I believe ethics is a area which is subjective, judgmental, in which no matter how much you have prepared, it's always subjective. And if you start with ethics, you tend to give more time in thinking about what would be the answer. And that extra time devoted in thinking generally does not improve the probability of your getting it right. So I think ethics should not be done at the beginning, except people who are very, very solid in ethics and who know that that is their strength area. So the topics that you should perhaps start with are topics like, for a CA student, he should start with FRA, corporate finance, okay, topics like that. Other students who are having some engineering background, they can start with QM, okay, derivatives. Other students who have an eco-honors background, they can start with economics, okay. So one has to plan beforehand that I'll do firstly this, second this, third this. For example, I myself used to start firstly with portfolio management, right towards the end of the paper. Then I used to come into alternate and derivative. Then I used to go into fixed income, then into FRA, then into economics, QM, and so on. Okay, so everybody has to decide for his own self. And when you are attempting the questions in the exam, then the questions need to be attempted with what psychology I'm sharing. You read the question. After reading the question, you understand that this question is under your control. Say it's a question where you have to calculate CFO, okay? And you know you have done it, but it's a bit data heavy question. It contains more information. Doesn't matter. When you know you can get it right, devote the time. Even if it's taking 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, give it the time, nail it, get it right, okay? But when you attempt a question and you know that you don't know the question, it's something that you don't know, it's totally out of the blue, you have left some portion, it has come from that section, it's a total wild guess going on. If it's a wild guess, do not invest time. The first guess is the best instinct. Just guess it so that you save time. You have completed it in 30 seconds, 40 seconds, good. You are saving time for other questions which are under your control, where you can devote extra time. Okay? I've seen people illogically spending time into areas where they have to guess in the exam, and they are thinking about, what should I guess, what should I guess? Guessing does not improve if you devote more time. Guessing is an instinctive exercise which is best done instinctively and to the point. Of course, if there are some gray area questions, as in questions where you are in a dubious mind and you would like to revisit later on, so in that case you attempt over there, do not waste time by the instinct, and then you mark, okay, that you will revisit the question towards the end when your paper is over, if it is over before time. Understood? The calculator command should be perfect, whether storage, RCL, or the BODMAS affair that we do, take care, the TVM, the fixed income, the DCF, the cash flow mode, the stats mode should be perfect. You should carry extra calculator, a set of batteries into the exam, because you never know that one fine day if bad luck hits you and you are not there with the calculator. So you should be prepared with all that. The mode of the calculator should be set right, and you should prepare for this exam very, very professionally. So this is what I could generally advise, and hope it helps a number of students. Okay, thank you.